Hey guys, this is Rain Wolf from Convention Video, and we are with Yashahime episode 20.
Hey guys, Kirito Silverheart here.
And Asuna Silverheart.
And this is Lyria.
Can y'all believe we only have 4 more episodes to go?
It really has kind of flown by. There's been some episodes that felt like they were really long, and there were others that felt super short.
It's flown by except for the last 3 weeks. That seems to have dragged on and on.
So true.
And on. But yeah.
So, as we are, and as saying with the last 4 episodes, look through any of y'all that have been watching and listening. Check out the spring lineup. See what's there. What y'all might be interested in us covering. I've been looking at a few, but I can't think of the name. Well, Shaman King is one I've thought about, but waiting to see where the episode count ends up for the first season. But we'll talk more on that later. So, coming to find out, this is pretty much a story told by Satsuna herself.
And I am so happy for this episode.
I agree. It was really good, in my opinion, in learning what had actually happened after the forest fire when they were separated. So Satsuna and Toa are walking through the woods. They get to a rock. They get to a point and they stop. And then Toa's like, "You've made this walk a couple times." And then she goes into telling the earliest memory after the fire,
which is really the earliest memory she even has. She doesn't remember anything before the fire.
And she tells her that this is a hidden village of half-demons. So, and I find it funny that after the fire are the mount that's recognizable to all of us.
Aeon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Jockin.
Jockin's behind it and doing the voice.
Yeah,
but it was nice to see that Jockin was actually there, that that obviously at some point I guess he had gotten word or found out and showed up after the fact to, see what he could do. So
yeah, this episode seems to finally answer a lot of the questions and speculation that we've had over pretty much most of the series.
Yeah, on how Moroku met Satsuna. Well, and the funny thing is that the way the things are told, it seems like he knew of her already, obviously because of the village that she was born in.
I have a theory. So I have this theory where there's something up with Satsuna, more so than the other two. More than Toa, more than Moroha. I feel like there's been a lot of things with the Dream Butterfly, but a lot of other things as well. I almost feel like there's something bigger with her. And it's talked about too about her fate.
Yeah.
Like, you have a curious fate. That's actually talked about when she shows up at the Dream Village. So there's something really strange going on with her. And I'm just wondering if Satsuna is foretold, they talk about the half demon that kills and stuff. I wonder if that's her. If she's the one that she's their great hope at the end. Like if it's her, Yashahime Princess Half Demon isn't Toa like we've been thinking, oh, it's Toa, she's the Mary Sue. It's Satsuna, which would be a nice twist.
Well, and she's also been raised as a fighter her whole life. Not like Toa being raised in pretty much a docile world.
It's very interesting that all the characters seem to go out of their way to protect her.
Yeah.
But
she's also going to be, and honestly, and remember, in the original, we always had the stronger of the two of the four on the good side, or whatever you want to call Shishomaru at the time, neutral or.
At first, he was bad. He was a douche at first, but yeah,
He's
a
douche at the end, but he was at least a good douche.
I like all the stuff on Reddit where they're like, worst father and husband ever award, Shishomaru.
And I find it cute that when they're in the cave and Shishori is mixing the medicine, where it's like, oh, I got all these fish, I got all these vegetables, and then the other two just show up with a boar.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite too from the village when they get there.
Yeah, Fuda and Raida, they are like best badass children ever award.
And it's funny because next is now it's Satsuna. There's a little placard with her name on it, and it says "Cut the wind." Okay, cuts the wind. Next time, cut the water. It's like you can't cut water.
3 swings later, shing!
Yeah.
There she goes.
So it's like she gets there, and it's like somebody's sending them. Now, I'm sure it has something to do with her father. Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily her father sending it, though.
I'm 99% sure it's Jockin.
I'm pretty sure it's Jockin as well. because Jockin's trying to train her from a distance. So he's
Yeah.
just like, here, do
And
this.
the
do
way I
this.
think she's probably going to be either the main fighter or the one that is supposed to protect somebody during a time, while the others take care of another situation. Or she is the one that takes care of the whole situation.
I almost feel like at the end she'll have of whatever she has to do. She's also the one that has had to kill.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, I mean, Muroha.
Toa is not going to do it.
Yeah,
Toa can't.
Muroha does if she has. Well, Muroha also does it for money.
Yeah. Or if
you
she
know.
sees that it's needed or sees fit.
If she has to. But I think Satsuna's a little bit colder than the other two with it.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, well, if you don't kill them, they'll come back.
Yeah.
So you have to.
Well, because of the way she was raised and the way it was
yeah,
grown.
she's had to, because there's demons that show up to this hidden village on occasion. And I'm sure they've had humans as well that showed up to try to kill the half-demon children because they're half-demon.
Because if you don't, in their case, if you don't kill them, they'll either come back stronger or they'll come back or bring others involved. Because if you notice, it's only like 2, 3. There's never really a full group or army of them because it's all like rumors. Nobody ever really believes it. And plus, nobody ever comes back.
They kill them, yeah.
So it's like, oh, they probably got killed on the adventure or something.
But it mentioned in the episode that people don't normally, or humans normally don't go over there because it's so deep into the woods that the humans
it's
don't usually show up.
it's usually the demons. They seem to show up a lot more because they want to eat the little children. It's really dark.
Stronger.
Yeah, but they become stronger from.
So, and then later on, Satsuna, there's a note that ends up sending that Satsuna is to go back to the home where she was born. And this is where we find out actually when Lady Karade was talking about her at first when she came to the village, but also there's some bandits attacking the village. Karade has to yell her to stop.
Oh yeah,
yeah, she almost flat out murders them.
But I can see where in Lady Kada's eye, where she wanted, as with how young she was, even with being a half demon, she didn't want her to go through that and also learn another perspective.
Yeah. And it'll darken you. And I think that was part of it, that, that's what they didn't want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Satsuna was not having it, and Satsuna left.
Yep. She returned to the village, and then a demon named Gaza, Gaga goes in. Almost got
Gaga
it.
Goes in.
So, and it brings up the point of, as we all know, half demons have a time where they lose their demon powers. And then her case, it is a new solar eclipse.
Yeah. And you do know who she is, right?
Yes. She's very familiar. She was a lot younger in the original series.
Yeah, she was, because I actually did not recognize her at first.
I didn't think she was going to make a I was like, I know at the end of the...
It makes sense, though, because when they talked about the barrier and stuff, I didn't recognize her at first.
The barrier and also the way her mother was.
Mm-hmm.
The type of person she was.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, but it for anybody who doesn't know, that she's actually from the original series. She was very young at the time. Her mother was actually the one that actually Inuyasha and them saved her mother, who was a human, from an angry mob of villagers. But she was actually using her power. She had been pretty much kidnapped by, I believe it was it her grandfather had kidnapped her and was making her keep the force field. Yeah, keep the force field up.
Yeah, because their race is known for their abilities in creating barriers.
Yeah, the bat tribe. Yeah, the bat tribe
tend to be stronger than what they could produce.
Yeah, so she was being used pretty much to be a force field, is what happened. But she was much younger at the time. So she does, and they bring it up, and she loses hers at the lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse. I'm sorry. Opposed to the half demons that lose it at the.
Well, as they said,
but they vary. So like each demon's a little bit different. Each one has a little bit different. Some don't lose theirs at all. So
they can find a way to escape it, like not Murku, but our main villain in the first series.
Oh,
not Murku. Yeah,
Naraku.
Brain.
I was like, who are you talking about?
Brain did not want to process the word.
Don't you be calling my boy a villain?
But yeah, Because Naraku, he was counted as a half demon, but he found a way to counteract his
Time of the month. It was. Face.
His moon phase.
Well, for just not Satsuna, but our Batgirl here.
Shiori.
Yeah,
Miss Shiori. It's very late, guys. Sorry, we're
yeah, it's very later than we planned, and there's been a long day for a couple of us. So.
Yeah, it's later than normal.
So it brings up to that two of them. It's like, oh, there's some samurai coming, and then so Satsuna and the other two go into the woods, and then Satsuna brings up, it's like, no, they're not samurai, they are demons. My sense of smell is a lot stronger than yours. So the demon, and then we find out that Moroku is there, and also Hachi, our dead raccoon dog.
Our dead raccoon. That's the saddest thing ever. Thanks.
Well,
Rainwolf.
he is.
I
Moment
mean,
of silence for Hachi.
pour one out. It's so awful.
Yeah, poor Hachiman.
And he brings up the point to Moroku. It's like, we should probably go get some more help. Like, nah, we're fine.
And it kind of posed a thought in my head. I discussed this with Asuna after watching the episode. I almost wondered if this was the battle that Moroku referred to, where he realized he just wasn't strong enough. But I really have a feeling that's not. I really think that
No.
it was probably later on when he lost his daughter.
Yeah. Well, or also, since he's traveling, it could have been before this.
That is true, too.
So the solar eclipse kicks in, the barrier drops.
And the kids start kicking ass.
Yes.
This is probably one of my favorite fight scenes. Like, not gonna lie, it seems very basic and very quick, but Fuda and Raida literally take out like 4 or 5 demons by themselves.
Yeah, because their attacks are meant for pretty much wide range attacks.
Yeah, I mean they've got wind cutter attacks and they've got the freaking Raigeki attack basically.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, cool, y'all are badass. Sasuna's standing there taking on Gaga Gozen by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And he breaks her blade. And at this point, I just kind of heard Morgan Freeman in the back of my head at this moment.
Hi, motherfucker.
And just, no. It's like,
Morgan Freeman, not
Morgan
Samuel Jackson.
I hear the Morgan Freeman voiceover, and it is at this moment Sasuna knew that she fucked up.
Moroku throws a talisman, distracts him. He cuts the talisman in half. Moroku gets pretty much back.
Gets his ass whooped, yeah. And of course, Hachi's standing there behind the tree going, see, I told you, you never
Yeah, he did. Hachi was very like, what I say. Like, I was like, God, Hachi, savage.
And coming out to find out, he has this very corrosive poison that hurts the other two pretty badly. They retreat. Then
it melted skin off their arms.
Yeah, Satsuna comes bolting through with a flying kick, drops his ass.
It comes out spitting webs.
Yeah, so I found out doing some research after the episode that apparently Gaga Gozen is actually a moth yokai, just like Gatenmaru was in the original Inuyasha series.
Oh.
So this fight actually is very similar to Inuyasha and Gatenmaru's fight from the original show.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, because, and of course, this is, again, me doing research, not being the super fan of Inuyasha originally, but apparently in the original Inuyasha series, when Inuyasha fought Gatenmaru, he was bound in a similar fashion. He was paralyzed and ended up going into a mindless transformation state, breaking out of it and whooping ass. Same thing we see with
Satsuna, where her demon blood takes over for the first time. And this dude doesn't exist anymore.
No.
In a matter of 3 seconds.
She sliced and diced him and turned him Julian fries.
Reject Lady Gaga is gone.
Is no more.
3 seconds later. Done. Existence 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. This is the point of the episode when I started to worry.
Yeah.
Because she still has that murderous rage in her face, and she goes after Shiori and the other 2 kids. And I am literally thinking to myself, I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, this is why she comes back and patrols around the entrance to the village.
Yeah.
Because she killed the protector. And of course we see Moroku intervene and distract her.
All I'm going to say is I am proud for Moroku because we all know he's not that strong. He's developed over the years. I'm
Oh,
surprised
definitely.
he was able to block as many of her attacks.
Attacks that he did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then he pretty much smuggles her with a...
He knocked her out. He was like, sleep.
Gave her sleepy time powder, and
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's 10 times more powerful because of her power...
Her sense of smell. And I love Shiori's reaction when she passes out. She was like, what you just didn't kill her, did it? He's like, no, she's asleep. It's all good.
And then this is when the seal is first applied, and we find out where she got her weapon from.
Yeah, but it seemed really interesting to me because we have seen throughout the series, times when she didn't have the staff immediately on her.
Yeah.
And apparently this weapon is
the medium.
It's the focal point for the seal. So that really starts to bring into a foreshadowing concern for me.
Yeah, because if this ever gets shattered.
Exactly. If the Naginata gets destroyed,
is
the seal going to get destroyed?
Yeah.
The thing
exactly.
With it being a named weapon, the durability of it is going to be a lot stronger than anything else.
Yeah.
But let's also not negate the fact that Satsuna flat out points out later, when it brings back to present day, that the Naginata is man-made. It's not demon-crafted. It is a man-made weapon.
I'm going to tell you now, kids. Her dad's going to break that. She's going to go down with... I guarantee it. I can almost bet it. She's going to face her father.
Mm-hmm.
He will shatter that damn thing, and she's going to go full demon on her dad.
He's going to teach her how to control it in the most fatherly way possible.
In the Vegeta and Shishomaru way.
Yeah,
ever.
by messing her up. It's gonna be a nasty. That's
kind of how Inuyasha learned as well. So.
I mean, I guess he figured,
Also, that will be the end of season 1. That will be the last episode. That's how it'll end.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could
that
see
would
it
not
too.
surprise
That
me
would be
either.
kind of awesome.
Because,
I want to see it, but it's gonna kind of suck too. But
yeah,
I guarantee it.
I want to see it if the final episode is an hour long.
Yes.
I want this combat and this dialogue to be as strung out and detailed as possible.
One of two things.
For a finale.
I would like for a longer episode. I would too. I agree with that. I don't know if they've ever done that in the original Inuyasha. I can't remember them ever doing
because
it
they
was
didn't.
only the
They didn't.
movies that were longer.
It usually maybe they'll do a couple parts. Or something.
Because
but
animes back then doing anime long episode specials like that were not
just
a thing.
Didn't happen.
They became more of a thing over the past 5 to 6 years.
6 years, yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, I don't ever recall them doing that back in the day. It was always just, your short episode.
Yeah,
so unless they pull it out over the fight, like a pretty awesome fight over the next. It will have to be over the next 3 or 4 episodes. Then I don't know.
I could see where the last couple episodes, and then they probably do it an hour episode for the last one.
I definitely want this to be hyped. So
because and the other thing is because there is the connection between Toa and Muraha for Satsuna, but there also is the little pairing that's going throughout the series, but also that's been hinted for her as well for Hitsui to be the one to. Because remember, for Inuyasha, it was always Kagome that would pull him back out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then
they've coupled everybody, though.
Yeah.
They're coupling all these kids. Have anybody noticed it? They're all getting their little couple already, except for
Does Mora?
Except for Moroha, she's alone in the wilderness by herself.
This is when I'm expecting an image of Moroha to come up on the screen during the show, during the actual video, with the upper of her alone.
You gotta remember how much crazy is packed into that little body.
I know.
If Inuyasha could find love.
I was gonna say no. Moroha's gonna be I don't need no man. I'm a strong, independent quarter demon.
Yeah, because we got this whole weird thing with Toa and Riku.
Yeah, that's so weird.
No,
and he's very predatory, and it creeps me out.
He's gonna be on an episode of To Catch Predator. Oh no.
Shoot, that's if Shishomaru doesn't get him first.
That's the one time
Shishomaru's gonna catch the predator.
That's the one time his fatherly instinct.
Dad, this is my boyfriend. Not anymore.
What was there an existence there? So Actually, that kind of leaked into the next preview because of some of the scenes that we get with Toa and Riku in the
Yeah.
preview.
I do like the ending of
Hey.
this episode, though. I will say that. I like when
Yeah.
Satsuna tells Toa, she was like, yeah, she was like, I'm telling you this because, they
Yeah,
told me,
it's my home.
yeah, it's at my home. And then she was like, yeah, anytime I was told, that if I ever
Troubled
found a
half demon.
trouble half demon. And she laughs. She like this. I was taken aback because I've seen her mildly, I think, smile a
We've
couple
had little
times.
moments here and there where she
Little-
smiled, smirks.
Yeah, this was a
Full-on
on laugh. She laughed. And I was like, well, you're not all like your dad. Like, there's a little bit of
This was the most like girly teenager we've ever seen Satsuna.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time. And then sibling too, because I make fun of my sibling.
Yep.
She makes fun of me.
It's true.
And then the little one makes fun of both of us. But and nobody makes fun of the but yeah, it was nice. That was a nice ending. I thought a pretty good episode.
Yep. And then they fly off, and then guess who we see on the rock ledge behind the barrier?
Yori.
Yep. So now into the preview if we are completed with the episode for this week.
I think so. It was a pretty short, sweet explanation for the episode. I mean, but the best part is the detail that we got for Sasuna's
more
backstory.
detail and not just filler.
And we have all the backstory now.
Yep, for Toa and Satsuna, their backstory.
We also have the very first episode of the entire season where Moroha does not make an appearance, nor is she referenced.
Yeah, not at all.
Well,
Yeah.
Because it's the backstory.
there was no
backstory.
reason for her to be.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
but
Right, but still.
Still, it was like, and technically we have Maroha's backstory. We just don't know about her
Hers-
parents. We don't know about
Parents and her adoptive parents, technically.
yeah. So we're not sure about them, but we do have the gist of her backstory. I
Yeah.
mean, so we're just mostly at this point we're just waiting to hear what happened to all the other characters.
Yeah, because the only other one of the main cast that we're, as we've spoken of before, is Shippo. He is the only one missing still.
Shippo is missing. We do know where Inuyasha and Kagome are. What they've been doing, who knows?
They're either comatose in time,
Or they're
awake the whole time.
I just feel like if they've been awake the whole time, like Kagome built like an entire hut. She has a small house. And like
Yeah.
Inuyasha's just standing there cursing at his brother, like fist in the air, shake old man meme where you're outside shaking your fist at the moon, like go to sleep. Like, I just feel like that's what's going on. Meanwhile, Kagome is back there with a hammer and nail. Shut up! Trying to build her house. I don't know, but there's a few things we don't know, and we don't know. But I think we'll get some answers, hopefully.
So we go into the preview and we get pretty much another new moon.
Yeah, we see the entire preview. Toa is dark-haired and human.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And hanging out with Riku, of all people.
No.
And why is what's her face there?
What's her face?
The one that's supposed to be dead of the perils. Is this another flashback situation?
I think it's a flashback
I think that was
situation.
just a
Yeah.
Because-
flashback. Yeah, I don't.
Because in the preview, it kind of starts to give Riku's backstory some.
Yeah,
where
that's-
he's
Oh, yes. That's true.
yeah.
Unless we start doing, if this is another third person Riku Deadpool moment, I mean, like, really?
I really don't think it is. I think this is going to be
I think
very
this is where we're
Flashback.
going to learn more about Riku.
I think this is going to be almost one of those like Riku's kind of pretending to look after Toa, and he realizes, oh, you're absolutely powerless, and that pearl can be mine. So he's just like he's going to pull the Bond villain and explain his entire pathos and backstory before he tries to kill her.
He tries to take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely been playing the long game this whole time.
Oh, yeah. There's no lie about that.
Yeah, I mean, he even admitted it himself.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's really anything else besides backstory of Riku, pretty much.
Yeah, well, and we also see the return of Todasu, the fourth peril that escaped.
Mm-hmm.
We get a little bit more on the story of his
great
relationship
demon
with
dog.
Miromaru. And the final words of that preview just did it for me. He said, the pearls were formed when the great demon dog died.
Be interesting to find out some about if we get
Yeah.
any info.
And we already know from Shishomaru's comment a few episodes ago that the 2 pearls that he put in his daughter's eyes were formed from the tears of Lady Zero.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, really have a thing, mental thing going on, that there was something between Lady Zero and the Great Dog Demon. And that she was so devastated at his death that she cried and formed the pearls.
We all can wait and see. So, anything else from anybody before we close out for tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Very much it.
Okie dokie. I'm Rainwolf.
This is Kirito Silverheart.
This is Asuna Silverheart.
And this is Lyria.
Till next time.
Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that this time. It's late.
We got you.